Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Thursday, January the 11th. The year's 2024. Let's talk trading. Trading with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal. Walmal, how about that news drop?
It was a drop, right? Well, it ran up. The interesting thing is it ran up 25 pips, and then it dropped. I don't know how many pips.
50.
Dropped the punch. Yeah, so those are moving 75 pips or so. So that news event set the high of the day and it set the low of the day.
Oh, it made the high of the day? I didn't realize that. No, it didn't make the high of the day.
Yeah, it did. At least on my chart, it did. Yeah. It set a new high at 77.7, and the previous high was at 72.9.
I guess you're right. Huh. Okay.
So that was it bounced off. Basically, it only set the new high by about 5 pips.
Right.
Basically, it bounced off that high and then crashed down. But now we're probably about 2/3 of the way back up there. Right? Well, actually, halfway back up there.
Yeah. Hey, tell them what this dummy said about what? Maybe an hour or so ago.
Yeah, you predicted it was going to hit the double O, and you went and got out much higher than that.
Yeah, I was out around 20 something. I think my last one I covered around 18, which was right at the monthly open, which you can see price has just been going across that monthly open day after day almost.
Yeah, it loves that number for some reason. I don't know why, but it's just, you had said earlier, to me on the phone that, there's probably somebody loading up or settling out or something at that level. That's possibility number one. And I think there's a good chance of that. The other possibility is that what's happening there is that people just don't know which way they're going to take the market this year. And they're just going back and forth across because that monthly open, as I said yesterday, it's not just a monthly open, it's also the yearly open. So is this going to be a green year or is this going to be a red year?
Yeah.
I don't know. But, and probably nobody else knows either. And right now with the state of the economy, not just here in the U.S., but worldwide, people just not sure which way economies are going, and in some way it's funny because if you look at certain things in the U.S. economy, it looks like the U.S. economy is doing really, really well, and then there's other parts of the economy you'll look at it and say, boy, that's pretty bad, and so I guess it depends if you live on Main Street or if you live on Wall Street, what you think.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, I don't think there's any decisive understanding where we're going to go, and with the numbers that came out with that news event, they're really they had predicted 209,000 job losses, and they got 202,000, which is it's only a difference of 7,000. Now, so remember that's also across only 1 week of time. But the thing that's interesting about it is that they've been, and I said this to you earlier, they've been saying 202, 203, 204,000 job losses per week for a long time. And then all of a sudden they jumped it to 209. It's sort of like, why did they jump that to 209 on the expectation? Then the actual number comes in at 202, which is right in line with every other week for going back for a bunch of time. So the question is, why did they do that? Did they do that just to, I don't know, I don't want to call it market manipulation, but it's a market manipulation. Who knows?
Hey, we're back to the daily open here at 41. We just came back down.
Well, maybe your daily open, not my daily open.
What's your daily open?
My daily open is at, hold on 1 second, I'll get it. My daily open was at 29.6.
Well, I guess I forget. Am I ahead of you or behind you?
We're actually, I think we're on the same time.
I don't think so because we'd have different open. The opens wouldn't be that different, I don't think.
Yeah, well, actually, the opens are probably at different times. Yes, server time you were talking about, but our opens are probably different. I don't recall if I opened before you or after you. I'm not sure. What time is your settlement time? Because that's the time that really counts.
I believe it's is it 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock?
Yeah, mine happens at 4 o'clock Eastern time. So that's 2 o'clock your time.
Right. I think it's. I don't know if it's 2 or 4. I think it's.
Okay, we have a trade here. I just went short. We had a state change, flip flop, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and the other thing is the. No, that's not a.
Yeah, I got in at 40.2.
Okay. Yeah, flip flop. Good one. There you go. Can ride indicator 2 now. Oh, you only won at 2 pips, huh?
Well, I got 5 pips. Because I got in at 40.2 and I got out at what is it, 34.3.
Wow, looks like you got out just at the right time. Look at what price just did.
Yeah. Well, part of the reason why I jumped out when I jumped out is just because look how prices moves, today. Because I think people are really, reeling from that news that came out. Because look at how price is moving. I mean, at least on my chart anyway, she's moving as much as a half a pip or 3/4 of a pip on every single tick. And it's sort of like when market's doing that, you can very easily jump 5 pips and hit like 2 or 3 pips. 2 or 3 ticks rather.
Yeah. It looks like I got a gap up on my chart. Oh, and we went into the launch pad there too.
Yeah.
You got a flip flop.
This is not a trade for me. Even though we have a flip flop box here, this is not a trade. And the reason why it's not a trade for me is one, the candle one had a lower low and it did not have a higher high, so it was not an outside bar. If candle one would have had a higher low than candle 2, then I probably would. I'd be willing to go and take the trade. It's just I nixed it just because of that. And then in addition to that bar itself is from closed to open. So that's what I look at as closed to open with 6.7 pips. So that's a big bar for M1 candle.
Yeah.
Now, of course, here it's making a fool out of me because look at that. It's jumped up it's 7 or 8 pips. But you know what? We have rules and we follow our rules and we don't get upset. We take what we get.
Okay, I'm sure there's at least one trader out there that's probably wondering, you talked about the higher high or low, or not having a higher high and having a lower low. But is that something you do subconsciously, or do you have like a checklist that you're going down? Oh, you might have it memorized, but somewhere it's like, okay, remember this, remember this, remember this.
Is it written down? Yes, it's written down. Do I look at it? No, because now it's just second nature. I don't even have to think about it. I just see it.
Yeah.
But for a long time, I had to go and say check, 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 check. In fact, if you remember, I had asked you to write that when we were doing some other trade with the ready, set, go stuff.
Right.
That was the main reason why I was doing that, because it was just that way. I didn't have to even go through my checklist. The computer was going through the checklist for me.
Right.
But now I don't even have to go look at anything like that because it's just, it's just part of just second nature.
Yeah.
Just, what you do.
Oh, by the way, that bar that you said you wouldn't take it, I would take it. And here's the reason why. It had a lower high, lower low, but it closed up. And remember when was it last month? No, a couple months ago, I talked about sucker bars. That's a sucker bar. Because most people would go, hey, lower high, lower low, let's go short. It's like, no. I think Walmal just dropped off the line. Yeah, he did. Here he goes. Hey, you're back.
I'm back. Yeah, the phone just dropped
Yeah.
for some reason.
So right here, it looks like we've got, I would call this a short because the bar 2 had a higher high, bar 1 failed to make a higher high, and it closed below the high of bar 2. So that would have indicated short. Now, because M30 is green, I'd be looking just to take a quick pip because we've got everything else is like indicating long. You've got your indicator 2. You've got a green, across the board here, except for M1. So it's just something that I've learned. If you're swimming against the current, you just take your pip or 0.7 or whatever. It's like it moves. Just get out because this could come back and go the other way. Because so, for example, we just had a lower low, but let's see, this candle opened right at that low. So that's kind of that's a iffy. It's probably, you want it to be above the low to go long.
Right. So we're just sitting here watching it. I don't have a trade here, but I got a flip flop odds. I should have already taken it. I don't like going in for a second dip on something like this. I know you tend to do that sometimes. I don't, but I missed the trade, to be honest with you. But if I was to go short, I would have gone short at 2746.2. It probably would have put me in probably right around 45.9 or something. And could have made some pips on it.
Yeah. Now that
I missed it.
Bar 1 on the M1 now is an outside bar, so look for it to make a nice move.
Yeah, I don't have an outside bar on mine. Mine's just a down bar.
Here we go. That was almost a pip. Oh, so we talked about resolutions. In your trading, are you going to do anything slightly different this year, or just more of the same?
I'm going to do more of the same. The only thing I may change up a little bit is, and I think you've seen it already, is that I am once I make my core, I am trying to be a little bit more risky in terms of trying to make some additional money. And by more risky, what I mean by that is I don't just get out with 2 or 3 pips. I'll go and hold on for a little bit longer and try to get 5 pips, 10 pips, something like that.
So it's like,
it makes sense.
Yeah, 5 or 10 or break even then, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And the way I'm looking is that I've already made the money that I need for that particular day. As long as I don't go negative, who cares?
Yeah.
It almost is. The old days we used to talk about free trades.
Right.
So I'm just going to look at it from that perspective.
And you know what, Walmal? The fastest 15 minutes in trading's up. Man, these trading ones just really seem to fly by, don't they?
Yeah, well, a lot of it's just waiting around.
Yeah.
Because that's what trading is. But,
Yeah.
Hey, we got into 2 trades in here, so that's not bad.
Yeah, for less than 15 minutes, that's right. So, fellow traders, feel free to ask questions. Let us know if there's something you want us to go over in more detail. I think we're just going to be doing a bunch of these trading videos, and if something comes up on the, mind psychology side, we'll probably do one of those videos again too. But I think some traders just want to see the trading action. And just remember, traders, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.